ask you to take a minute to honor all the Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Uber and Lyft riders that have lost their lives on the platform. Because safety and security does not seem to be an important issue to these companies or to legislators. So sadly, drivers have to take matters into their own hands. I have not seen any apologies from Dara Khosrowshahi, John Zimmer, or Logan Green to these families. I haven't seen any compensation for funeral costs or letters to reach out to them and say, hey, how can we help your family? We feel for you. We're sorry you lost a loved one on our platform. No, not from those cold, heartless bastards. Please take a minute with me and let's honor all of these lives. And may all of these wonderful souls, men and women, rest in peace. Now, this disturbing footage, I might be the first one who posted it. And there's a reason why I posted. I don't like to show material like this, right? But it has to have a shock effect, because that's maybe the only ways these cold-hearted bastards at Uber and Lyft will listen or do something about it.
What's going on?
These two girls are hijacking this car. And that's thanks to World Star Hip Hop for uploading this.
She's stealing your car. She's stealing the car. Yeah, we called the cop. Call the cops.
That's it. That's the moment the guy died. They're running over to the scene. Some of the next pictures might be disturbing.
It's your fault. It's your fault. They stole the car. They stole the car. Hey, they stole the car. They stole the car. These girls. That's it.
There's the dead driver. Oh my God.
Yeah, hey, back up.
That's not fun having to share those images, my friends. It's not fun at all. But it has to be done. It has to be done so that people wake up and start acting instead of remaining fast asleep. One little lamb, Mario, Roadshare Warrior Rick, Junkyard Mechanic William, I welcome you all on a Friday night. Many of you are out there working right now. I really wanted to take the time to honor these people. I don't feel like they've been honored enough. You know, what we've done as drivers, yes, we've stepped in and we've helped fund their GoFundMe pages. We've helped most of these people behind me. That's only a small portion behind me of all the people that lost their lives on these platforms. So please do share the video and let's get the point across that enough is enough. Enough is enough, folks. Right? When will they wake up? When will they learn? When will legislators do something about this? When will corporate executives at these gig companies actually start spending money on safety and security? I put a couple of postings into the Facebook pages, Facebook city pages. You might see my posts or Dustin's posts or Harry's posts there from time to time. And I asked the question, what can we do about this? Most of you said, go and arm yourself. And you know, I thought that day would never come in South Africa, 24/7. I had a 9mm on myself all the time, always armed, always ready. And when I came to the United States, I thought, I don't need it. I don't need it. I feel safe here. It's like the first time that things have gotten out of control throughout 2020. 2020 had started, right? We didn't do anything. We didn't take any action in 2020 to try and get these pandemic numbers down. We let everything go rampant. It was a crap show in 2020. And things grew out of control. And people were stealing. And people were carjacking, murdering to get money. Because we simply didn't think the pandemic was important enough to tackle. No, it'll go away, some people said. It'll go away. We don't have to wear masks. And we inherit a shit show, an absolute shit show, where people have to pay with their lives. Like I said, I didn't think I'd have to go out and maybe consider getting a gun or a 9mm. You know, South Africa, everyone that I knew had one. Here, I thought, don't need a gun. But to be in this business right now, to be on the Chicago streets, to be on the DC streets, to be on the LA streets, to be on a lot of these highways, avenues, cul-de-sacs, late night hours, maybe it's important to have something, right? At minimum, a dash cam or pepper spray. At maximum, maybe a firearm. But this has to stop. So please help me circulate this video. I know it's your weekend and I don't want to come here with major depressing news, but I do feel like we got to honor these wonderful people. I mean, this person right over here, you saw the video. This is the man that lost his legs and got killed in that impact yesterday, right? We have another beautiful soul. Let me find him. Where are you? Mr. Ramos is there somewhere. There he is. There's Mr. Ramos. He also died yesterday. Remember this Uber Eats mom who died? Remember this passenger who was killed in Utah? Remember this passenger who was killed in North Carolina or South Carolina? Remember this wonderful Uber driver? It has to end, man. It has to end. Roy Watkus, sending you love from Cali. Funny comments. Paddy Miller, Robert Havens, Ram Jam Ram, Pavel. Good to see you guys. Robert Havens says, who's your brother? I don't have a brother. I have two beautiful sisters, both younger than me. But my brothers and sisters are really the rideshare community. I regard them as my brothers and sisters. And it's my job, at least, if I build a channel like this and if I have some impact, if I can reach people, it's my job to be a voice for drivers. It's my job to try and do something about carjackings and all this insanity out there, right? I got to use the channel for some good, right? Get the message across. Slap these guys awake at Lyft and Uber, and tell them maybe to write an apology letter or maybe reach out to these families and say, how can we help? How can we aid you, instead of turning a blind eye, pretending they don't know anything, pretending that safety and security might go away. The issue might go away. The headlines, the media headlines might go away. No, they won't. Craig's in the house, private platinum. 55 porters in the house. Funny comment says a taser would suffice. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Hot messes in the house. I think, and this is rather maybe going a little bit too deep, but I think that this pandemic has tried humanity, and things have spiraled a bit out of control. And even social media has been distorted. Facts have been distorted, right? So let's keep it real. And reality is, folks, we're not going to get their lives back. These wonderful women and men, we're not going to get them back. They're gone. So it is our duty to come up with ideas, to come up with ways, suggestions, technology, and save that next possible woman from being raped, or save that next driver from being shot in the face, or save that next passenger from being stabbed or raped or assaulted or kicked or 13 and 15-year-old girls. What drives a 13 and a 15-year-old girl to try and carjack a man's vehicle that ended up in a fatality? What motivates them? What drives them? Is it failed parenting? No parenting at all? No mother and father to look out for them? Or do they watch too many violent movies or too many violent video games? What motivates a 13 and a 15-year-old girl, teenage girl, to hijack a car, to carjack a vehicle and kill a driver in the process? You tell me. I don't have an answer, my friend. I would say it's failed parenting. Growing up in the wrong environment. Scott Tucker's in the house. Ram Jam Ram says we need to pass legislation to make this a hate crime. I agree. Install fiberglass like cabs. That wall in between. Well, the way I look at it, it can't just be fiberglass. It's almost going to be bulletproof, right? All the craziness that's happening here. Short and sweet, my video tonight. I came into the room to really honor these wonderful individuals and to reach out to their families and say, there are people that care about you. There is a community here that cares about you. That cares about your feelings, that cared about your child, that cared about your husband, that cared about your wife, that cares about your daughter, that cares about your son that you lost. There are real people that care about you. We care about you. Dara Koshashawi, Logan Green, John Zimmer may have forgotten you. They certainly haven't cared about you. They certainly haven't mentioned you or apologized to you, right? We care about you. Never forget that, right? Never forget that. And let's work together. Let's work together to come up with solutions, ideas. I did get a nice thank you letter from a CEO 2 days ago from that ride safe, the display ride or whatever it's called, that indoor dash cam footage that's being filmed at all times, uploaded to the cloud. And he said to me, thank you so much for making a video, and thank you for, addressing this important issue. Thank you for caring about drivers. I got this letter, this nice letter from the CEO. That's who we are, folks. I can tell you, I know most of these people in the room. I've actually met several of them in person. I know they care, right? I know they care. You people care. You care about your brothers and sisters out there, right? This is like your extended family. This is like my extended family, right? I had no idea when I started this channel years ago that I'd become so attached to so many people. And guess what? I've exchanged numerous text messages and emails. I'm going to keep them confidential with this man, Mohammed Anwar. I've had a wonderful back and forth dialogue. And what hit me so damn effing hard yesterday is that when I heard he got killed in a carjacking, and I'd been doing video after video about carjackings. Maybe one of my videos will help someone or save someone. And then this person that I've been conversing with, I've never had the chance to hug him, meet him. No, many a times back and forth, right? And now he's gone. So we really, really need to stand up and rise up, my friends, right? And use the most powerful tool. It's called social media. Use it, right? Get this out there. Let people understand that we honor these type of people and their families, right? And let's put the lights on those cockroaches. And you know who I'm talking about. The people that don't do a damn. They care about the bottom line. They care about the calls to SoftBank, to the investors, to the Saudi fund. That's all they care about. Their investors, their angel investors, their board of directors. It's all they care about, right? I don't care about these people. They don't care about you. I'm asking myself right now, and I'm asking you, is it safe to go onto Chicago streets? Is it safe to still drive around in certain areas, districts in DC, LA? Is it still safe? I think the question is valid, isn't it? JS, I welcome you, says, can be dangerous, obviously. Very dangerous, indeed. Scott Tucker says, best defense is not driving for these greedy companies. Take care of yourself before lining these companies' pockets. If you have it in your power to create plan B, plan C, plan D, so that you can cut ties and you don't have to subject yourself or be part of the statistic, to be part of the pictures, right? Then create your plan B and plan C and move on and march on. In broad daylight, in the midst of all those people, 55 Porter, you're right. The audacity or the desperation or the cheek, or did they think it would be so simple? Surely a 13-year-old and 15-year-old, surely their brains must have been telling them, this is not the right place and the right time to do this. Or why are we doing this at all? You saw this man lying on the sidewalk No legs. That car, you heard the impact, you heard the sound. Dead on impact. What's going to happen to those two teenagers? Well, I sure hope they get tried as adults and do their time and maybe send a powerful message to other teenagers. High five. Thank you, One Little Lamb. Thank you. I hope that other teenagers that have seen these grotesque, sick images say, we're better than that. We're better than this little 13 and 15-year-old girl. That's not who us teenagers are. It's change ways. Thank you, One Little Lamb. I appreciate you. Thank you. Life of Richard, thank you. Something I say, something that a lot of people disagree with me when I make these videos. He says, I don't understand why the United States will not force Uber and Lyft for passengers to provide ID before using these services. You know, beyond that ID, how about adding a few little dollars in there into their fares and actually doing a background check on these riders? Doing the background check on the drivers. Maybe on some drivers, the background checks are not good enough. Maybe it doesn't show up all the crazy details. Diamond Pikachu, thank you for saying that. That's very nice of you. He said, say rest in peace for those that lost. I had the other picture up early on. This is the image that I was working on. I don't know, I somehow closed it, but I found the faces. Every one of these individuals I've researched, and every one of these, thank you, Robin, I appreciate you. She says, thank you, Professor, for making this tribute to those lost in the line of duty. Riders forget it's our duty to get them to their destination safely. Love from Las Vegas. Love back from California. Robin, I appreciate you so much. You know, I went through all of these articles and I was reading the stories of how this guy died, how she died, how he died. And I can assure you that every single one of these faces, I didn't just pick random faces. Every single one of these people, including these two little family members here, she's not dead. She lost her husband. She's an attorney. She lost her husband. He was a driver. She was a passenger. She was a passenger. This guy was taking care of his girlfriend in a wheelchair, and he got shot. Every single one of these people are either Uber or Lyft drivers or Uber or Lyft passengers, riders, that have lost their lives because of a stupid, senseless killing. Yesterday, carjacking. Yesterday, shot in the face, Mr. Ramos. And you know how she was brutally murdered. So we got to put this out there. And you know, I don't like these stories, but I'll tell you what, the shock effect. I want Dara Khosrowshahi to watch this video. I want him to reach out to families and do something and ask them how the company can help the next time another statistic, another face pops up here, there. I want them to understand who they're dealing with, real humans. And then we're not just some little robot sitting in a car performing a service and shoveling in the cash for them so that they can pay themselves their supersonic salaries. We way more than that, Mr. Khosrowshahi, right? And you have kids, right? Would you want them to be in one of these cars and end up as a statistic? Your children, your wife, John Zimmer? your children, your wife, Logan Green, your children, your wife, would you want them to be a statistic? I would never want to see my child, my boys, my girls, my wife, my family, any of my relatives, family, friends in these pictures. So wake up and spend the money and do everything you can, exhaust every single angle, hire the top technology people. If a guy can go out there and write me a letter, a CEO, and I can actively see he's doing something about the safety of drivers and riders by doing cloud non-stop dash cam footage, right, as a deterrent, and we know that dash cams work. And I've spoken to CEOs and companies that manufacture these fiberglass walls, and they have conversations with me about safety and security, and I can hear in their voice that they care about drivers, and they are doing something about safety and security for drivers. They are investing money, machinery, and technology into drivers and passengers to save lives. But you, Derek Koshashawi, you, Logan Green, you, John Zimmer, you live in luxury. You have $2 million security. Your kids get driven in bulletproof cars. And you can do fuck all for the community. Is that who you are? Be better than that. Legislators, be better than that. Act. Get off your fucking lazy asses and act and do something now so we don't have to fill out more pictures. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really upset. I'm really angry about this. This is why I made the video. I spoke to this guy not too long ago, and I don't want to hear another story like this again. I'm sick and tired of it. Excuse me for raging, but I am so fucking mad that I had to make this video. I love you all. And please share, please tweet, please Facebook. Please do something, folks. Just do something. The last video I made about actions you can take if you think you're being carjacked or before you get carjacked, share the stuff, share the tips. Just reach someone out there so that their face, their mugshot doesn't end up on the screen of statistics. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.